Do you know what thirst is? The thirst you have for a woman. And in turn, you can say her thirst for attention. But the sexual thirst, being an overwhelming, uncontrollable desire you have for her or women in general. And how men would be that fool as to be a simp and to do whatever it is they feel they need to do, or that she may tell them to do, in order to get close to her to quench their thirst. So they may simp on many levels. They may be in competition with many other thirsty men. But aside from this lusting thirst, is the emotional thirst as well. What do I mean by emotional thirst? What do you think I mean by emotional thirst? As I have said it, thirsting for the emotion, the emotional connection, as in, not only do you have the lust, but the way you feel about her, this love you may have for her, this adoration, you want her to have that for you as well. You want her to have the same emotional feelings for you that you have for her, or at least similar. Because for many men, from their point of view, the way they feel is so amazing and beautiful. And many men just want this woman to understand, this is how I feel. If we felt the same way, think of the magic we would make, sort of thing. The emotional thirst, I believe, is a deeper one than just general lusting thirst. Because when deep feelings are involved, deep emotions, the pain of yearning, of wanting her, and then to not have that feeling reciprocated, and then she not sharing in the emotions, she does not care, she brushes them off. For many men, this is incredibly painful. You see, being brushed off in a lustful sense, painful, yes, but many men will just move on to the next one. But when this thirst is wrapped with emotion as well, because you want her to feel this way for you as well, this pain can be so strong that it can drive men crazy, can break them to the point of taking their own lives. The first time I came across someone that I knew and I spoke to at work, and then the following Monday I found out that he had hung himself, then found out why, that really stuck with me for a long time. Basically, the reason why was he had been in love with a co-worker for many years, unbeknownst to everyone, including her, until the moment when he told her. And I'm not sure how it happened, but let's just say she was surprised and she may have been disgusted. And I had known this guy because I was working with him, and he was a cool guy, very quiet, very to himself, but when you spoke to him he'd talk, make jokes, and seemed generally content. Now, years after this, I then saw my best friend at the time cut himself to the point of needing to go to the hospital and having stitches. And alongside that, other stories as well of both men and women being hurt by this emotional thirst not being reciprocated. I myself have felt the pain. Not to the point of harming myself, but to the point of being in this daunting, dark forest where no light can break through because the branches are so thick, foliage everywhere, standing there in the cold, damp. Everything you once were is now mush, surrounding your ankles and your toes. How far you have fallen. And this is why emotional thirst is dangerous. and why I also say that everything you are seeking is not out there. I understand their empty hollowness, but I assumed that empty hollowness within myself, I assumed I should fill that, and I could fill that with women. First through lust, then through love. But the grand realization was the first and the main thirst I should have was the one for my own self-development. Not one to be selfish, not one to be cruel, but one to understand more of who I am. Who am I? What am I? Why am I, if you will? The questions about yourself always seem to lead to seeking the answers to the questions about yourself, more than to seek the recognition for the love you have for someone else, if that makes sense. Because seeing a beautiful woman and appreciating her beauty, of course, but then not having the separation to see that, okay, yes, I see you are beautiful, you are very attractive, and indeed I would. But, and that's the thing, the but. You are too busy thinking about hers, but not the one to stop you to address what may happen here, what could happen. What position have you put yourself in to make sure this person cannot put you in that pain? Or you are not giving up so much of yourself so easily that you can feel this pain? Or that you understand enough to know that things do not always go the way you expect them to go? That is why it is good to be cautious with your movements. Sometimes to look at things from another angle, to breathe and to meditate on these things, to not just fall so blindly into the thirst, into the desire. It seems as though nowadays they do not want you to stop and think, to focus, to observe this thing, this situation. Let me take this situation apart, break it down piece by piece, address each individual piece, then reassemble it to see one of the many results of what could happen. My emotions are in this so deep. So of course, you should make sure you are not blindly throwing your desires and your emotional wants onto others and expecting them to give it back. Understand first, you must have that for yourself, and then make them look upon you to see if there is anything there. And if not, who cares? Because never is your life based around that of them, of others. The want with the lust, and the want with the emotional desire to have that person with you, to have that person wanting you, is one that can lead you down many, many dark paths. Make men do things they would not do, usually. Take the time. Nothing wrong with taking the time. Things do not always go the way you expect them to go. Understand that first and foremost. Understand that no one else owes you anything, but you owe it to yourself to not be taken for a fool, to not be taken for a ride, to not blindly throw yourself without first looking at the destination to see where you may fall. Some say it takes 18 years to make a man. Some may say being a man is a lifetime thing, because part of the journey through life is mastering your own manhood, constantly seeking the man you really want to become. Thank you for listening. Remember yourself before you forget who you are. Have a nice day. Hello. So I'm currently recording some more videos or editing some more videos, but there are some next to my head right here for you to watch in the meantime.